Hey, good morning. Pastor Steve here. I'm just doing some ponders here and there, and this morning I was thinking about 2 Kings chapter 20, beginning with verse 16. Isaiah said to Hezekiah, "Hear the word of the Lord. Behold, the days are coming when all that is in your house and what your fathers have accumulated until this day will be carried to Babylon. Nothing shall be left, says the Lord. And they shall take away some of your sons who will descend from you, whom you will beget, and they shall be eunuchs in the palace of the king of Babylon." So Hezekiah said to Isaiah, "The word of the Lord which you have spoken to me is good." For he said, "Will there not be peace and truth, at least in my days?" What a man of rather selfish thoughts, not worried about what's going to happen in the future. He wasn't worried about the fate of his offspring. His son, by the way, who became king, was a rotter, but just happy to exist in the comfort of today's peace. Boy, I could be that way. I've been reading a great book by Dr. Dennis Swanberg called Planting Shade Trees. In this book, he shows the heart of people of faith who invest in planting trees they will never sit under. He shows the forward-looking faith of the prophet Jeremiah, who on the eve of the Babylonian captivity bought a plot of land from a relative knowing he would never use it. But 70 years later, when his people returned from captivity, the deed was there, buried in a clay pot, and they would benefit from Jeremiah's purchase. That's like planting a shade tree. You'll know you'll never sit under it. Well, I've been thinking of shade tree planters in my own life, people who sowed in my life and that would never benefit from their sacrifice on this earth. They sowed the seed and will receive reward when the one who settles all the accounts opens the books. His name's Charlie. He and his bride planted a tree in my life that is still bearing fruit. As I approached my second year of Bible college, there was no money for the tuition. I was at a point of thinking God wanted me to stop. He didn't, when Charlie and his bride stepped in. The president of the school called me and informed me that this couple had agreed to pay for my whole next year of tuition. I was amazed at this generous offer. They were not wealthy people. Some of the fruit of those seeds, so faithfully planted, sprouted in Nigeria a few years back in the form of nearly 1,000 souls. Some are still being planted in Ukraine and Japan and international student ministry. So many other places. We fed people around the world from our little church, all because they planted a tree they would never sit under. This makes me stop and ask, what trees can I plant to assure someone else enjoys the shade and fruit some future day? What trees can you plant, knowing you may never be able to sit under the shade? You ponder that. Pastor Steve.